This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 22. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down." I'm going to give all praises and all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations unto the elect in the nation of Israel, and to you speckled bird Israelites that are scattered across the four corners of the earth that look like the heathen nations. And peace and salutations unto you sisters that may be listening and learning, and to you brothers that may be listening and learning. To y'all say shalom. And all I want to say is that hey, we're here. You know, this food shortage, man. Hey, the president is just coming out and he's just coming out with it, man. You know, he's coming out with it, man. You had the elders of Great Millstone, man. Hey, they've been speaking about these things for 30, 40 plus years. You know, and now it's manifested. You know, let's get this in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry." See, now, these prophecies in the Bible, it's coming to pass. This is one of the major signs that the Lord will tell you, about him coming back, as pursuant to Matthew the 24th chapter. Let's get that. That's a big prophecy too, man, because famine, man, we haven't experienced that over here in America, man. I don't care about how poor you are, man. We at the bottom and we the last hire, first fire, we the tail, right? We get the short end of the stick, right, as Israelites. The Israelites are who you call black, Hispanic, and Native American. Always have been Israelites, and, it's a seed line, it's not, it don't have anything to do with the other nations, right? But, hey, it's not comparable to what be going on in these other countries, man, what these heathens be going through, man, Let me get this, because it's all the stuff that's going on right now. I gotta bring this out. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation." We seeing that, right? It says a kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. It's the first thing, right? It says, and pestilences and earthquakes. And you just had a big earthquake. I think it was in Japan. It says in diverse places. It says, verse 8, "All these are the beginning of sorrows." You see that? So, this is what time we in, man. I'm going to play this video. I'm going to let y'all hear what this man said, man. The Lord put the spirit on this man to say that, man, because we in them times, man, we ain't got no 20, 25 years left, 15 years left, 10 years left. No, man, the Lord said he's going to come quickly, but I'm going to play this video.
The food shortage. Yes, we did talk about food shortages, and it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia; it's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well. And because both Russia and Ukraine have been the breadbasket of Europe in terms of wheat, for example. Just to give you one example. But we had a long discussion in the G7 with both the United States, which is a significant, the third largest producer of wheat in the world, as well as Canada, which is also a major producer. And we both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. In addition to that, we talked about urging all the European countries and everyone else to end trade restrictions on sending limitations on sending food abroad. And so we are in the process of working out with our European.
Hey, man, this place is through. You know, that's one of the things that have to take place, man. You know, in prophecy, that's one of the major things that have to take place. That this place in America and all around the world, man, because I just read that in Second Esdras it says many that will upon earth shall perish in famine. So, and that's how you know that the Lord is judging the whole earth, man. He's not just judging, people over here in America, man. He's judging the whole earth, man. He's judging everywhere. This is by using this famine, right? Even though it's prophecy and the Lord's using, Esau to do it, who's the so-called white nation, start with their men, which are leading, you know, uh, he's leading them and he's using them to do this, and this is how they're going to institute and bring in, that grain of rice, it's by this. Because they know if they was to bring it out right now and say, "Oh, everybody got to take it," they know that they would get pushback. It wouldn't work too well, right? So they know that they would have to create a scenario and then bring in chaos so they can bring in that order. I think I had broken down on my last video, I believe. It might have been the video before, but anyways, that's they're all orchestrating this, man. Because, like it says, what does it say? The earth is in the power of the Lord. I think it's Iraq. I think. Yeah, I'm gonna get this. Hold on. I got my physical Bible with me and my and of course my phone. I think that's in this, right? Right, it says Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, "The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable." So, if we coming into that time, but before that time comes, man, before our Lord Yahweh Shah comes back and he, gets dominion, he gets rule over everything and everyone in the earth, there has to be a time of trouble. There has to be a time of death. There has to be a time of famine. There has to be a time of anguish, tribulation. You know what I'm saying? These things have to come. It was her second Esdras chapter 7, right? Because it basically says if this current world is not thrown upside down, or basically, I'm paraphrasing, if it's not destroyed, then not the thing that's filled with good cannot come. If this place ain't destroyed, then you know what I'm saying, by these different ways, then hey, it can't come. I think it's in this chapter, I believe. Hold on. Come filled with good. I know it's in second Esdras. Salakia. I think there you go. Second Esdras chapter 4. Right? This is second Esdras chapter 4 and what's that, verse 29? Hold on. It says, I'm gonna start at verse 28. It says, "But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come." You see that? So the evil has already been done, right? Like it says in second Esdras, the 15th chapter, I believe. What does it say? Wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Hey, but like it says in this chapter, in this verse, the destruction has not yet come, right? This was not talking about this lifetime during the time of Esdras. This is talking about the lifetime we're living in now. Because the Lord gave Esdras, visions and dreams of the future, thousands of years to come. That was not in the time of Esdras. It says, verse 29, it says, "If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down," right? What is sown right now? This lifetime that we live in, Esau and rulership, Us being in captivity still, us not ruling, righteousness is not springing forth on the earth. Wickedness is ruling. Wickedness has dominion over everything right now. It says, I'm gonna read that again. It says that therefore that which is not sown be not turned upside down, and that the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. You see that? So this has to come, right? This has to come. Ain't no way around it, man. Ain't no way around it. It's prophecy that these things will happen, man. It's prophecy. You know, um, it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad. Let me get this in Second Ezra chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, "When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff for bread. And so will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee. It says, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, Yahweh, Bahashim shall have spoken it." So these things are about to happen, man. It's not tarrying no more. It is here. This is not 20, like I said it before, it's not 20, 25 years, 30, 10 years. This is happening. And this is going to happen in our lifetime. I believe that, wholeheartedly. We are the generation that's going to witness these things and see these things, So don't expect for things to go back to normal, man. Because things still ain't normal, even though they might have, eased back on certain things. But they still telling you, I get constant updates on my phone, through the app called Newsbreak, right? And they constantly talking about, this new variant, man. It ain't the very first time they spoke about it, but I've been getting updates probably the last 2 or 3 days about it. So obviously they not done, man. They not done with what they gonna do. They gonna continue on with the NWO. You know. Get this. Let's get this in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread, and the whole stay of water." That's talking about the food supply, the food chain, right? How you get your food, And if you a Jake that's paying attention, you know what I'm saying? Because most of these Edomites, they pay attention to this type of stuff like economics. They pay attention to geopolitical type stuff. But we pay attention to that stuff too. Us that's in this faith, that's in this truth. We pay attention to this stuff because it all has to do with prophecy. Your average Jake, they're not worried about this stuff, man. As long as it looks good, everything's all good. But that's not the case. Because the Lord said, what did he say? For we walk by faith and not by sight. Just because things look good, that don't mean things are going to be good. But hey, that's what the Lord's going to do. Let me get this in Second Esdras. Hey, a lot of things I know. I get a lot of things in Second Esdras, and other brothers may too. But it's just Second Esdras. It got it got a lot of scriptures in there, man. You can't. It's just hey, Second Esdras is that book, man. What is it? They should think themselves to be a good case. Let me get this. It's what's right above what I read earlier. This is Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 21. It says, "Behold, victuals should be so good cheap upon earth that they should think themselves to be a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." Is that not what's happening right now? All these things are happening, right? Because you can still buy your daily supplies that you need. Water, if bread, eggs, milk, etc. Right? You can still buy these things and it's still affordable. But it's gonna come a time to where it ain't gonna be affordable, and then you're gonna see less and less food on the stores because what happened? in 2020 when everything, first started, man, with the when everybody supposedly getting sick, right? I can't say the word because they'll take my video down, but everybody was hoarding toilet paper, man. What people's gonna do when there's no food? They gonna start stealing. You know what I'm saying? They gonna start walking out the store, running out the store in mobs. These things are gonna happen, man. Let me read up in verse 19. It says, "Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment." You see that? So it's really sent for you to be judged and to get your act right, man. For you to repent. But we know 2/3 of our people, they won't repent. You know, it says that's why it says this. It says verse 20. It says, "But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." You see that? And our people, they're not mindful. They're not mindful. They're living life like life is normal, like it was in so-called normal, like it was in 2019. It ain't the case. It's just not the case. Jake is on is on spring break right now. Jake is living it up. I don't think anything's gonna happen. This is Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they should be suddenly afraid." You see that? And you got a lot of Jakes, man, when they heard about this Russia and Ukraine thing, hey, they was scared, man. They was afraid, man. They was scared. They was afraid, but hey, through their pride, through them being deceived, and through the Lord sending them a strong delusion, they're not gonna repent, man. They believe in Christianity or whatever else they believe in. They believe that that guy's gonna save them. Well, let's get this in Judges 10:14, right? You're gonna have to call on whatever God, whatever you believe in, and call on that when these things come upon you, man. Like it says in the scriptures, Judges 10:14. Since you believe in that so bad, right? This is Judges chapter 10 and verse I'm gonna give verse 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more." Verse 14, it says, "Go and cry to the gods which ye have chosen, and let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." So, all y'all Israelites, man, if you a so-called black, so-called Hispanic, and Native American, you an Israelite, you heard this video, or you see prophets out there on the highways and byways, particularly of Great Millstone, you mocking, you scoffing, you marked, and you gonna be ravished in that day, man. You gonna suffer, you know. Uh, you gonna suffer in that day. You gonna end up looking like this. You get that picture. I seen it. You gonna look like this, man. You gonna look like this, man. That's what you gonna look like. The Lord don't care, man. If you a baby, if you a toddler, if you a teenager, if you a elderly person, hey, the Lord don't care. If you're not part of His elect and you ain't an Israelite, it don't matter anyway, because the Lord ain't dealing with these heathens. But if you an Israelite, and you heard this or you fall out the truth, oh man, yeah, you go. It's starvation is. I don't think really none of us understand the magnitude of how bad starvation is. Because like I said, even though you got our people that are poor or they're at the bottom or are in the ghettos, they live in the hood in America, right, in Babylon. It's just not the same type of poor versus these other countries. It's not the same. You can still go to your local supermarket or local food mart or whatever. Sometimes, a lot of times in the hood, they got like gas stations. They got like a little mini grocery sections you can shop from. Of course, the food is really cheap and it's unhealthy. But hey, we're in the curses. The Lord said we're gonna have to eat defiled bread. Dang. It's just not the same, man. I don't think we understand the magnitude of what it means to you know, to die of a famine, because that's not a quick death. To It's in Lamentations, I remember. Yep. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 9. So a lot of you jakes, man, hey, a Lord willing, I'm not caught up in this, man. My immediate family, you know, Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. Right? What is that? Food. You being fed. You literally dying of starvation. You not getting the proper nutrients and the proper proteins that you need in order to survive and stay alive. You're not getting that, so you what? You dying of lack of food. Malnourishment. Let me type that in. Malnourishment. Malnourished.
Malnourished.
It says suffering from malnutrition. Right? It says malnutrition is a serious condition that happens when your diet does not contain the right amount of nutrients. Right? It says it means poor nutrition can refer to undernutrition, not getting enough nutrients. You see that? So, hey, that's the fruits of the field, man. But ultimately, yeah, man, that's a terrible thing, man, for these things to happen. But the Lord's gonna have His elect eating this day, man. The Lord's gonna have His elect eating this day, man. If you are not a part of the elect, you've been scoffing, you've been talking a mess, man. Hey, the Lord, this is gonna happen to you. This is one of the things that's gonna happen to you, man. This is Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. It says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. And behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed." It says, "Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, and you shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit." Right? So obviously, there's gonna be people that's gonna be starving, man. It's gonna get really bad, man. If the president is coming out and telling you this straight up, hey, man, usually when they tell you certain things like that, it's already been in effect. It's already been taking place. Right, I've been seeing the last couple of months, like, people taking pictures or taking little video clips of, no food in the stores in certain sections, certain departments of the store, like the meat section and stuff like that. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. Let me get this in Job chapter 5, I believe. This is Job chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, "In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword." You see that? So if you a part of the elect, hey, the Lord's gonna deliver you. The Lord, you got all these people that's got these doomsday bunkers, and they don't even know if they're gonna even live to even see that day, or when that day comes, where they're gonna be at, or how close they're gonna be able to even get to it. So that's why we trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, man, because He's in control of everything, man. And a lot of these doomsday bunkers, man, that these so-called white people got, or even you got celebrities that got doomsday bunkers. Hey, a lot of that's gonna be for the elect, man. That's gonna be for the elect, man. In that day. But I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. A double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elected nation of Israel, and to you speckled brother Israelites that look like the heathen nations. So y'all say shalom. I'm going to say wow, blah, blah, blah.